Sometimes, when I make a great effort, I can remember her scent, the sweetness of her breath. Serena.
Und damit willkommen zu einem neuen kleinen Let's Play auf diesem Kanal, Serena. Es scheint kein sehr langes Spiel zu sein. Das heißt, ich denke, wir werden das in einer Aufnahme durchkriegen. Oh, ich sitze, stelle ich gerade fest. Ja, dann schauen wir uns doch einfach mal um in dieser kleinen Hütte. Es ist sehr staubig hier. Sehr, sehr staubig.
Right there. Maybe I could have another look.
Oh, okay, wir gucken uns das Foto an.
Serena, why can't I see you more clearly? Why can't I even remember? This was taken on that crisp winter night at our mutual friend's hunting lodge. We came back indoors, laughing, giddy as teenagers. It was truly like an enchanted time, like we were in a magic circle where no sorrow or pain could touch us. My love, we don't have a lot of photos of ourselves as a couple, so this one is quite important. The guy who snapped this, our host that night, used an actual film camera. It was a different world back then. My love.
Okay, es wiederholt sich. Gut. Ich hoffe... Es ist gerade rausgetappt. Ich weiß nicht warum. Ich hoffe, man sieht das nicht. Okay. Legen wir das mal wieder hin. Was haben wir hier?
The furniture came with the cabin. Considering how off the beaten path this place is, that helped make up our mind.
Okay, die haben hier zusammen gewohnt, in dieser kleinen Hütte? Sehr abgelenkt, da ist ein Bild. Ich muss das gleich anschauen.
Serena enjoyed spice in her life. I preferred it more bland. We were so different on some points. Sometimes she would brush her leg against mine under the table when we were eating. A curious, sensual thrill. The table is worn but sturdy, just like our relationship was. Or is. I just don't know anymore.
Okay.
Our dining table. Quite modest, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Okay.
I could tell plenty of stories about this table. To be honest, I'm surprised it's still in one piece.
Erzähl doch mal eine Geschichte über den
The
Tisch.
dining table was well worn even when we acquired the cabin. You could tell from its appearance that it had been the centerpiece of many happy occasions. And there were many more to come.
Okay.
Our dining table. Quite modest,
Okay,
but
das kennen
if
wir
it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Was mit
I
dem
could tell
Brot?
plenty of stories
Nein.
about the dining table was well worn
Nein.
even...
Would you pass me the pepper? You know, you should use it too. It's good for the pressure.
Oh, okay. Das war jetzt sie.
I can't help these random associations. It's always been that way. I look at a pepper shaker and think of a Beatles song. It's just a pepper shaker, really. We got this set from that clearance sale, however long ago that was, yet we never needed to refill it.
Okay.
I didn't notice this before. It reads, "Contents imported from Ceylon." How old is this stuff? It's just a pepper shaker, really.
Was ist das?
You always put too much salt in, dear. Think about your pressure.
Okay, er hat offenbar hohen Blutdruck.
She always worried about my diet. I used to think she did it to annoy me, but now... Yep, guilty as charged. I love salt. It emphasizes the taste a lot, and those crispy snacks. It's not the healthier type, just regular table salt. I always planned to switch to mineral or sea salt, but then I always ended up buying the regular stuff. Doctors, they always overreact. I must be even more exhausted than I realize. Here I am staring at a salt shaker, my thoughts a million miles away. It's not the healthier type, just regular table salt.
Okay, jetzt wiederholt sich das wieder. Über das Brot kann man nichts
Our dining
hören.
table.
Nein.
Quite modest, but if it ain't broke, don't fix
Kann
it.
ich aufstehen so? Nein. Was ist das? Ah. So kann ich also aufstehen. Okay, man kann hier nicht laufen mit... Ah, okay, ich kann mich umschauen mit den Tasten, was ein bisschen eigenartig ist. Okay, stopp. Das ist sehr komisch. Ich hoffe, es wird hier keinem schwindelig. Oder schlecht. Es gibt ja auch keine Optionen, glaube ich. Oder? Oh. Ich starte das Spiel nochmal, wir sehen uns gleich wieder. So, da bin ich wieder. Ich dachte, mit Escape kommt man in die Optionen, aber dieses Spiel hat keine Optionen. Es ist wohl, so wie ich das verstanden habe, durch Fans entstanden. Ich weiß es nicht so genau, aber ja. Ja. Es ist sehr, sehr schmal bemessen, aber irgendwie doch ganz schön. Oh, hier haben wir Bücher. Schauen wir uns doch mal die Bücher an. Vanishing Town von Michael R. Thade. Okay.
So much wisdom and happiness in this bookcase. My life would have been much poorer without all this.
Okay, Common Sense and other lovely fairy tales. Weiß ich ja nicht. The Horse Strikes Back, the official hint book. Was? Zombie Space, Dinosaurs from the Deep Age, my family. Was? Okay. Interessante Bücher gibt es hier.
The smell of old books is intoxicating. What happens to wood pulp as it ages gives it that distinctive vanilla smell.
Ah ja, alte Bücher.
I loved it when we took down one of my favorites and curled up on the bed to read together as the wind howled outside on cold winter nights. Most of the books are mine, but all of hers are still here too. A lot of rarities and special editions here. I didn't lend out my Necronomicon, did I? No, of course not.
Necronomicon?
Most of the books are mine, but all of hers
Okay.
are still here too.
Zurück. Kann ich ins obere Regal schauen? Ja.
A lot of rarities and
Okay, aber das sagt ja
special
dasselbe.
editions here.
Wir sind English Grammar for Beginners. Okay. Auf diese Seite? Ne, man kann nur die eine Seite anschauen. Und das untere Regal? 1001 innovative Zwecke für ein Stück Faden. Das ist ja toll. Okay. Ein Sessel.
So many afternoons spent in this armchair.
Ich muss mal ganz ehrlich sagen, diese Hütte ist sehr klein für 2 Personen und es gibt hier auch nichts.
Come sit with me. I want to talk. And cuddle.
What did we talk about? Damn this fallible memory of mine. The most comfortable spot in the cabin, well, along with the bed, of course. I can imagine her cuddling up to me even now, putting her hand under my shirt. Of course, we made love here, too. There was no place in the cabin we didn't before things deteriorated. The most comfortable spot in the cabin,
Okay.
well, along with the bed, of course.
Da ist ein creepiges Foto, das schauen wir uns gleich an.
Sharing meals with a good red wine was one of the great pleasures in our relationship, especially in the intimacy of this cabin. I should probably eat. Can't remember the last time I ate, yet I don't feel hungry.
Vielleicht sind wir ein Geist, wir haben auch keine Füße.
I have more pressing things on my mind right now than culinary exploits. The stove looks like something from World War I.
Ja, da hast du recht. Schön, dass du das auch erkannt hast.
Considering how basic and ancient the kitchen is, it's a wonder what we managed to do with it from time to time. Well, she mostly. We had such a wonderful time dining in this cabin. Serena loved to experiment with her cooking.
Feeling peckish, dear?
Truth be told, not all the cooking she did was a resounding success. We agreed to never attempt doing ravioli again.
You silly dolt. Here, give me that. Don't be such a child.
The stove looks like something from World War I.
Okay. Gibt es hier noch etwas? Spinnenweben. Es sieht überhaupt nicht aus, als würde hier überhaupt jemand wohnen. Diese Hand. Wahrscheinlich kann ich mich damit wieder hinsetzen.
This one wobbles. I always meant to do something about that, but somehow never got around to it.
Okay, der Stuhl wackelt.
This used to be her favorite spot. She used to sit here, put her legs on the table, lean back, and just give me one of her smiles. Those effervescent, incandescent smiles. Once we dragged these chairs out to the lake and scrubbed off all the dust and grime of years. That was a long time ago. For all the charm of furniture like this, something about it reminds me of Ingmar Bergman. Sort of brooding.
Okay, ich verstehe die Anspielungen leider nicht.
One of a matching pair. Obviously. There was a piece of gum stuck to the underside of this chair back when we bought this place. We just left it there. For all the charm of furniture like this,
Okay.
something about it reminds me of Ingmar Bergman. Sort of brooding.
Okay, ich kann, glaube ich, zum Fenster gehen, wenn ich die Hand hier richtig deute. Oder mir das Bild anschauen. Ich schaue mir das Bild an. Da ist es ziemlich gruselig. Was ist das? Eine Erscheinung? Okay, ist nicht so was Spannendes passiert, was ich erwartet habe.
This window never got much attention. Then again, the view isn't nearly as spectacular. Priorities, right? I guess it's covered with grease and grime from cooking, mostly. There's probably nothing out there that I want to see, anyway. All the stuff I care about is inside. Well, except for Serena. I can make out nothing through this window. There was a time long ago that all this disrepair felt oddly homey. All the windows are drafty, but like everything else, we just got used to it. We liked it, even. I can make out nothing through this window.
Das kann man nicht anklicken. Ich würde gerne was über diesen Zeitungsständer hören. Ein Bild. Das sieht ziemlich gruselig aus, ehrlich gesagt. Vor allem das Kind in der Mitte. Gehen wir mal dahin. Gucken uns das hier an. Come love with peace in your heart, said Niam of the ice blue eyes. Ride with me, shed your mortal guise. Here is our mount, a snow-white mare. Come, Oisin, to my gardens fair. In the land of youth, ply your art. Ours shall be the cycle of days, our sun and sky and rainbow ways. Ich glaube, das ist ein Gedicht.
I still can't understand. Even the features of her face feel hazy and distant, like remnants of a broken dream. Come, love, with peace in your heart, said Niamh of the ice blue eyes. Blue eyes. It's based on an Irish folktale. Warrior poet Oisin goes to Tirnanog, a Celtic otherworld known as the Land of Youth and Promise. Niamh is of the Fey folk, the fair ones, fairies. Weird mix of doggerel and artistry. The elemental imagery is evocative, but the language and structure are a bit quaint. Still, some lines jump out at you. I've always been drawn to things that are kind of both good and bad at the same time. Maybe because that's so like life. My grandma introduced me to these old legends when I was just a kid, in between stories of what she could still remember of her childhood in the old country. Weird mix of doggerel and artistry. The elemental imagery is evocative, but the language and structure are a bit quaint. Still, some lines jump out at you.
Okay, was ist in der Kiste?
Something draws me to this trunk. Is it the memories locked within? Or something else?
Vielleicht liegt Serena in dieser Kiste.
We use this trunk to store trinkets and papers, but I can't help thinking there's something of importance inside. It's too painful. I want to, but not yet. We found this trunk at a flea market. We used to love rummaging around those in our early years. Big enough for a lifetime of mementos. We hated guns, so we never had any, even out here. But this would have been a good place to keep one, since it can be locked. We found this trunk at a flea market. We used to love rummaging around those in our early years.
Okay. Rausgehen kann ich wahrscheinlich nicht. Gucken wir trotzdem mal zur Tür. Hallo?
No, I don't want to leave right now. There's still something for me in here.
Okay.
I better stay in case Serena comes back.
True friends stand by each other through any adversity. Ist das Comic Sans?
There's always a chance she might return.
Okay, sie ist also weg und er wartet auf sie.
There's nothing for me out there.
Oh, Teppich?
She made this with her own hands. She was really good.
Look what I made, hun, in case we ever need to sweep something under the carpet. See the pattern of yellow squares? It's from this rug I remembered from my nursery. I must have been like 3 or 4, but it always stuck with me.
And no trap door under there, just more creaky floor. I always resisted the temptation to sweep things under there when it was my turn to tidy up.
The rug's all crooked again. Can you help me straighten it out?
And no trap door under there,
Okay.
more creaky floor.
Gehen wir mal zum Schrank. Oder nicht? Na gut, wir sind jetzt einfach nur hier in dem Raum. Mal schauen. Schauen wir uns das Bett an.
Our refuge from the world. A place of warmth and passion.
Es sieht sehr alt aus.
Sometimes we joked we needed to be so far out in the woods because that's how our sex life was. Far out.
Okay.
The furniture came with the cabin, but the bedclothes we brought with us. A place like this needs some luxury, but without her, there are no monsters under the bed. I guess they're all in my head. I feel too restless to sleep right now. I don't sleep well without Serena next to me. Both a blessing and a curse, I suppose. There are no monsters under the bed. I guess they're all in my head.
Okay, schauen wir uns den Schrank jetzt an. Warum hat das so lange geladen?
Quite a large armoire for our admittedly Spartan needs. She uses most of it. We all have our skeletons in the closet, but not Serena. She was perfect. I'm not sure why, but I don't feel like opening it. The sole thought of it drains what little energy I have left in me.
Irgendwas stimmt hier nicht.
Maybe later. There's nothing of interest inside the closet anyway. I'm a casual dresser. No need to change clothes right now. Don't think Serena would approve of me making an even bigger mess of the clothes in here. Maybe later. There's nothing of interest inside the closet anyway.
Okay, die Schubladen. Was ist da drin? Nichts. Und der hier, kann ich die aufmachen? Hosen. Okay. Das wird interessant. Oh Gott. Pullover. Okay, es ist wirklich nicht interessant. Und alles so grau und braun. Upsala. Moment. Hat jemand vergessen, sein Handyton auszumachen. Da. Oh, was sind das? Blumen?
She adored all things of nature. I remember her long walks out in the woods. Curiously, we never brought many plants inside the cabin. We were surrounded by so many outside, I guess we were saturated by them. At least I was. Maybe I should have let her bring some plants inside. She liked them a lot. A plant is a plant. Beautiful to some, boring to others. They say these things are alive. If they are, it must be a horrible existence, confined in their own silent, dark world.
Genauso wie du, mein Lieber.
We have much more interesting things than this plant inside the cabin. Like my books. A plant is a plant. Beautiful to some.
Okay.
She
was
is
ist
fairly
damit?
religious. Not me. I'm the cold and cynical bastard. But I don't remember that ever being an issue between us. She always thought our relationship was a blessing. God, how I miss her. No longer the cynical asshole, I guess. Her faith came as a surprise to me. She was never prudish about sex, so I just didn't expect it. I guess people simply aren't that predictable. No, I don't want to read right now. Especially not a Bible. I have no need for the words in there. I don't feel like being admonished by a deity right now. No, I don't want to read right now.
Okay, dann hätten wir das
Especially
auch.
not a Bible.
Oh, das hat mich jetzt gerade kurz ein bisschen erschrocken. Das Bett haben wir uns schon angeschaut. Was ist mit dem Tisch? Achso. Tisch. Nein. Dahin. Okay.